And we're down to the number 2 weather event of 2025 across western and central Wyoming. Just a couple weeks ago, if you're watching this when I put this video out, that was the windstorm we had the 16th, especially the 17th of December. Now I know you're thinking, this is Wyoming, it's windy, what's the big deal? This is notable even for Wyoming. I'll show you the setup for this. Start off with our surface map here, a couple of features to help draw into that. Number one is this cold front coming in, you can see it right here. Blue triangles coming in from Idaho. It's usually good for strong winds. And notice these lines right here. These are lines of equal pressure called isobars. That's a technical name for it. Whenever you see them packed together like this, usually it's an indication of some very strong winds. Now, about 988 here, and about 1,008 here, I believe, or 1,012. That's a 2024 millibar pressure gradient across the area. Don't worry about the number, but just know that's a good number to get strong winds across the area. Go up a little bit higher, it's the 700 millibars. Now, another thing we look for is about 58 miles per hour, 50 knots at 700 millibars. This is from the balloon launch at that time. 50, that's 60 knots right there, so that's a good indicator of that. I think we really saw it coming though. That's the strength of the jet stream. I remember I was working my last day before my string of days off. This was Sunday morning. I saw this and I thought this could be really notable. Now when you see the blue, it gets your attention. When you see the purple here, that really gets your attention. Again, this is from the sounding that morning. I told you I had to read these the other day, right? These are 50 knots. These are 10 knots. So let's count them up. 50, 100, 150, 60, 170, small one's 5. 175 knots. Even around here, it's a very, very notable jet. Translate that to miles per hour. It's 1.15 miles per hour for every knot. That's about 200 miles an hour. So a 200 mile an hour jet stream coming over the area with a cold front coming in. That's just about a perfect setup for high winds across the area. And here's one more thing to look at. This is the skew-T. A couple things I want to show you here. Look at the big area of 100 knot winds. Anytime you see at least 2 triangles, they're basically going from it's probably about 7,500 meters. So probably about 5 miles up to about 8 miles from here, all the way up to about here. There's the core of the jet right there, 175 knots, but you see 150, 115, there's 145 there, 125 there and there. So a big area of very strong winds there. And the other thing to note is notice how both of these are basically aligned in one direction. This is northwest wind except for a couple. This helps also transfer some of the stronger ones down to the surface as well. A couple of maps to show you how strong the winds were. So I take a look at this one. This is one we issued in the morning. This is when the wind gusts were probably strongest in areas favored by southwest flow. So South Pass, Red Canyon, notorious for that. It gusts to 123 miles per hour. I believe a semi-truck blew over there at that time. 116 at Mount Coffin. Not the strongest wind there, believe it or not. Also here across Natrona County, Highland, 67 miles per hour. Around Casper, you can see some pretty good gusts too. 60, 70, 83 miles per hour. I believe that was on Wyoming Boulevard. And also up here around the Buffalo area, gusts to 60 or 70 miles per hour. Some of the strongest gusts we saw, here's a chart we put out. That's the number that really got national attention, 144 miles per hour. Granted, it's 11,000 feet up on top of a mountaintop, not affecting many people, but noticeable anyway. This one did affect people. Chief Joseph Highway, 110 mile per hour gust, that's what that is. Red Canyon is a gust of 123. Before this chart went into effect, this occurred during the morning hours, but even places where a lot of people live and recreate, some impacts there. Top of Jackson Hole, 90 mile per hour wind there. Scenic Drive near Outer Drive and Casper, 89. Some of the airports, 78 miles per hour at the Rock Springs Airport, as well as the Casper Airport, Buffalo Airport, gusted to 81 miles per hour. Around Orland, 76 miles per hour. This is Outer Drive, 75 miles per hour. 72 miles per hour at Wapiti, 77 at Haxix Road to the east side of Casper. So pretty widespread high wind event across the area. So as we summarize it, every county had at least a 64 mile per hour wind gust. That's the high wind criteria. All but 2 had gusts to at least 73 miles per hour. And 3 counties had gusts over 100 miles per hour. 144 was the maximum though. That was at Mount Coffin. And some of the impacts, a lot of roads were close to traffic, especially high profile vehicles, light trailers being towed. Scattered power outages were reported. I know Lander had a pretty widespread one. And also more than 30 semis were blown over across the state, especially along I-80, the area near Elk Mountain that's notorious for wind, a couple up around the areas south of Douglas where they have a notorious for high wind as well. Now high wind combined with heavy snow. There was a period of pretty heavy snow that came in behind the front across western portions, and they closed some of the passes down for a while. You had wind gusts to hurricane force, Teton Pass, Togety Pass, as well as South Pass were no fun to go over during the day on that Wednesday on the 17th. And this also dovetails in with our number one weather event, which we'll reveal tomorrow. Any ideas what it is? Well, you just have to wait if you can't guess it. See you tomorrow.